What's going on, y'all? Boy Darius the Great here, backing up another video, and this time we have ourselves yet another death battle, but it is one I've been waiting for years. It's one I've been waiting for since, like, I feel like if you were around in, like, I don't know what, like the late 2000s, early 2010s, right? And you were playing the PS3, chances are you've been waiting to see this death battle. Because Infamous, Prototype, two franchises that came out around the same time, right? You know, powerful characters, open world, superhero type stuff, you know, dealing with all sorts of craziness. And it's finally come. Death Battle has finally done it. And I've played all the Infamous games, right? Finished them, beat them all. Prototype, I remember my friend gave me like the first one that I never beat. Like I never finished it, and then I gave it back to him. And then I know on the PS5, they have like the PS4 like remaster that they did that I want to play so I can actually finish the whole game. But all I know, man, is that these two characters, crazy powerful. Alex Mercer, I know, is like so powerful that they didn't make him the protagonist of the second game because he was too OP. They had him be the villain instead. So yeah, let's get into this because I just I've been waiting for this for so long, man. Before we do jump into this, man, do me a huge favor. Click that like button. I'm told it helps with the engagement. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm on the road to 200, man. Taking this little increments at a time with these little small goals. But hey, just help the channel out to grow. Click the notification bell if you haven't already so that you get notified every time I upload a video. So without further ado, Death Battle. MacGrath versus Alex Mercer. Let's get it.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by HelloFresh
and Shady Rays.
I'm so ready for this.
MacGrath, the patron saint of Infamous.
I'm guessing they're
Alex
going for the
Mercer,
good
the
version,
Blacklight Virus prototype,
which is technically
from
like the canon version of Cole.
That's right, champions.
I always
you
play
voted
evil.
for it, so we're finally doing it. Long after these characters were ever relevant.
I know, right?
Hey, look what I found in the trash. An old script we wrote for this very matchup.
Really?
Way back in 2013.
Wait, we haven't emptied our trash in 10 years?
Bring back
Here's
Infamous
with
again,
my
man.
boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
It's not like, oh, they seem like they went 3D with it.
Great power
Okay,
comes great responsibility. Tobey Maguire's not the only superhero who's had to learn that
my
lesson.
boy.
MacGrath was just your average delivery boy in Empire City until one day he opened a package that exploded in his face.
This was the Ray
Ray
Sphere,
Sphere.
a device that, upon erupting, destroyed much of the city and tore through Cole at the atomic
All Kessler's fault.
Killing him instantly. Nah, actually, he scooped up some superpowers. Cool, zippity-zappity superpowers. Pew.
More specifically, Cole became a conduit, one of many beings.
Oh, it said right there. Yeah, I think it. Hold on, let me go back. Because it said right there, they're focusing on the good version, while alternatively exploring the possible effects of evil Cole. Interesting. Yeah,
Cole
man,
became a conduit.
I've always been the evil
one
Cole
of
guy.
many
I just
beings
found
who were
evil Cole
granted
much more interesting,
supernatural abilities from the Ray Sphere
especially the
explosion.
Infamous
Which
2
also
ending.
turned Empire City into a godforsaken hellscape. This world needed a hero, or at least an anti-hero willing to clean up the mess he sorta technically made.
Cole put his powers to the test,
Ah,
battling rogue
Bertrand.
superpowered conduits, including the mastermind behind the blast,
Kessler.
Let's be real, none of Cole's powers are as sick nasty as his parkour skills, but his ability to manipulate electricity is pretty sweet too.
Cole
where's
controls
that from?
electromagnetic energy. Not only can he generate a smorgasbord
Oh, I forgot they did, like,
of
little-
powerful lightning attacks,
yeah, for,
he
like,
can
the
also
PlayStation
manipulate
All-Stars.
thermal, kinetic, and gravitational energies. Electromagnetism is pretty broad after all. This includes his radar pulse, which detects the bioelectricity inside organisms even if they're hidden or transformed.
And for good measure, he got to add some ice powers to his kit. He can throw ice grenades, shoot ice spikes, and let out some epic ice farts.
He can levitate like Electric Iron Man, grind on rails like Shadow the Hedgehog, read your mind like Goku's muffin button, charge up with extra karmic energy, also like Shadow the Hedgehog, and generate force fields like...
Shadow the Hedgehog.
But these aren't just force fields. They literally convert any matter they touch into energy that Cole absorbs.
I didn't use those
That's
often.
insane.
When I
How's
really
that?
should.
Are you familiar with a little equation called E equals MC squared?
No.
Oh, well, it defines the mathematical relationship between matter and energy. Essentially, how much energy any given mass contains.
Okay, the largest mass object coal absorbs is a 343-gram helicopter chain gun round.
Perfectly converting matter to energy is technically impossible.
It's crazy seeing
but,
all this.
hey,
I
is a
just
video
finished
game.
like
The mass
replaying all the
contained in
games.
that bullet, when multiplied
Like
by
a
the
month
speed
ago.
of light squared, would release an energy equivalent to over 7 megatons of TNT. This means Cole's energy output is basically fueled by a nuclear reactor.
Oh,
yeah, he's
so he's
pretty
like
powerful.
a living super bomb, always ready to go off. Sounds like my first ex-wife.
Should he somehow run low on energy, he
can
can
just-
drain it
yep.
from nearby appliances to recharge. He's even
You have
learned
to
to
find it,
drain
though.
the bioelectricity from people.
Yes.
Like this. Yikes.
Sucking
Cole can
face is what I
focus
call
his
it.
electricity through his amp, a giant tuning fork which lets him ring around the Rosie to death. Or he can just make lightsabers
Yep,
out of his
gigawatt
hands.
blades.
That's cool too. And because he follows Pokemon rules, Cole's extra resistant to electric attacks.
Yep.
With these powers, Cole chewed through Kessler's forces, including Sasha, whose black tar powers could infect and control mind.
I'll be honest with you, man. Sasha, when you're playing the evil, in case you don't know, when you're playing the evil version, you know, like you do side missions for her, and she has a thing for you, and I was kind of like, man, this is why I want the evil ending to be canon, you know, because she was kind of bad, she's kind of freaky. I ain't gonna lie.
And he eventually faced down that son of a bitch himself.
Dude, I hated
and
that
pwned
Kessler
his
fight
ass,
so much.
Despite Kessler having his exact
It
same
was the
powers.
worst.
Coincidence?
Turns out the architect of Cole's misery was himself
Yep.
from an alternate future timeline, manipulating events from the shadows to ensure this version of Cole became a better hero than Kessler ever was.
Yeah, you see, Cole's superpowers are molded through his actions, increasing in power and utility based on how good or evil he acts. Naturally, as a good person, Cole shaped his powers
Forget
to be more
All-Stars,
focused to
dude.
target the
That
bad
game was
guys.
actually pretty fun.
That
They should bring it
pussy
back.
shit! Evil Cole is way more awesome, sus!
Yes, he is.
blows everything up! Collateral damage? Who cares?
Yes!
He can control fire!
He becomes the beast.
Well, that just happened. Who wrote this shit?
The point is, Kessler's whole plan was meant to prevent the apocalypse,
Evil
which
Cole
would appear in the
is the
form of
best.
the Beast, a conduit of unimaginable power.
Cole is strong enough to create massive thunderstorms, fast enough to route electricity moving at 90% the speed of light.
What is
and
that for-
maybe
I
thanks
don't
to
remember.
Kessler,
I never-
tough
what
enough
was
to
that?
take on the beast.
Which possessed the power of the ray sphere itself. It could regenerate at an atomic level and eradicate all of Empire City in a single attack. Fortunately, after a grueling battle, Cole defeated the Beast once and for all.
Though ultimately, it wasn't Cole's power that made him a hero.
In order to stop a plague created by the ray sphere, Cole sacrificed his life, eradicating the conduit genes and saving all of humanity.
Sure, he also killed thousands of conduits in the process.
Exactly.
But hey, what's a few corpses when
The
building
evil
a better
ending was much
tomorrow?
better.
This trolley stops for no one.
Cole was remembered as a saint by the people of New Marais, as a hero by the friends he left behind, and an inspiration
Oh,
to
we don't need to
future
talk about Second Son.
generations.
We don't need to talk
A
about
true testament to the responsibility of power.
Okay, before we continue, I just, you know, as a big Infamous fan, I have a lot to say just about that, right? Number one, the good ending of Infamous 2 was not as good as the evil ending of Infamous 2 because, like, I feel like it just made more sense because there was no guarantee, like, when you're actually playing the game and how they explain it, there was no actual guarantee that, you know, using the RFI and, you know, killing all the conduits will actually cure the plague. There's actually, like, no guarantee of that. It's just, like, we believe it will happen. But the Beast shows Cole that there is an actual guarantee that him, you know, awakening conduit genes cures people of the plague. Like, we see it happen before our very eyes in the game. So I always thought the good ending is kind of stupid because, like, you're taking a chance on one, and the other one is, like, actually proven. And plus, yeah, humanity dies. You know, most regular humans die, but everyone who has a conduit gene is going to be fine. The world's going to be full of conduits. Everyone with powers. I think that's amazing. I thought that was just the better ending. And plus, I think they went with good Cole in this scenario. Maybe to make it... we'll see how they explain Alex Mercer's powers, but from what I know of Alex Mercer, he's, like, so insanely powerful, right? He just is. But I think that evil Cole, when he gets the beast powers and everything, is just, he's a god. Like, I think personally speaking, I think Evil Cole with the beast powers and everything is more powerful than Alex Mercer. That's just like my belief right now. Again, I got to see what they explain with, Mercer, but I think that's why they went with Good Cole, because maybe it might be a bit more of an equal or favorable matchup for Alex Mercer. That's just my theory.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by HelloFresh. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit. We're certainly busy over here at the Death Battle Labs, so HelloFresh
and I'm not gonna get
is quick
spoiled
and
and
easy
stuff.
meals
Like I really don't care, because
great responsibility, but not everybody's got an Uncle Ben to tell him that.
Alex Mercer woke up in hell. Manhattan Island was gripped by the
I made a
horrific
comic for this too?
black light virus, transforming its citizens into terrifying monsters.
Alex had no memories. He was a man without a past, and maybe no future, but he did have one thing.
The
Because
black
he's
light
just so
virus
edgy.
can rewrite your cells all the way down to your DNA. And somehow it granted Alex incredible superhuman abilities.
Yeah,
he can infect
insane.
anyone he touches with this virus, altering their biology at the molecular level in seconds.
I'm probably
and
gonna
giving
forget
him
all this by the
complete
time I
control
play
over their
Prototype 1.
actions.
So
Again.
Alex pushed
But yeah.
on, desperate to avenge himself and the city by finding whatever monster unleashed this nightmare and eat them. Yeah, he can consume people to give himself a power boost. He's like Kirby, if Kirby listened to Linkin Park.
It's pretty edgy from what I remember.
This
You can't
extra
play one step
biomass
closer.
gives him superhuman strength, a greater metabolic rate, increased reaction times, and even a regenerative healing factor. Essentially, Alex is an ever-evolving super being, the ultimate being.
Yep.
Oh,
He can
like
turn into-
Shadow the Hedgehog.
By consuming victims, Alex also receives all their memories and experiences, including Peter Randall, a 69-year-old
Nice.
man whose entire history Alex processed in just 11 seconds. Being able to condense that much information into that time frame means Alex can perceive events happening within 5 nanoseconds.
Which is about how long I was married to my second ex-wife.
Alex can shapeshift his body at will,
Yep.
creating disguises,
I got to
increasing his
use
muscle
that
mass, and forming nearly
in the one
unbreakable
level I played.
armor. And when he wants to kill someone, he can become his own weapon, turning his limbs into claws and blades, or generating countless tendrils that give him unmatched control over his environment.
With these goopy powers, he came up with a bunch of Street Fighter moves, like the air dash, the cannonball, the bullet dive drop, and the hunter dirt nap. Pretty sure that was my third ex-wife's boyfriend's stripper name.
And after consuming enough people,
People,
Alex
yeah.
reaches critical mass and can unleash his evil slop in powerful ultimate attacks.
Like the Tendril Barrage Devastator. Oh, it's beautiful.
That looks just like Carnage right there. Holy crap. That looked like some serious Carnage shit right there. It's interesting they keep bringing up Shadow, because like all of his powers and stuff reminds me of Shadow the Hedgehog, the game with, the Black Death or whatever his name was. You guys probably know if you know, or maybe you don't. I don't know.
Despite being seen as the world's most wanted terrorist, fair, Alex used his powers to stop the spread of the virus and end the city's nuclear devastation.
It was then he learned the truth. He wasn't Alex Mercer at all.
He was the black light virus itself, which absorbed the memories and likeness of the real Alex Mercer, who was not only dead, but actually responsible for all of this in the first place.
Jeez.
To decipher this, I recreated the black light virus myself.
Excuse
the
me.
most dangerous... Oop,
Why is it empty?
he's right behind me, isn't he?
So the man Alex was hunting the whole time
Was
was
himself?
himself. Dun dun dun.
That's right, Boomstick. Turns out Dr. Alex Mercer helped create the blacklight virus.
And it just
when
took
things
his-
didn't work out and he was about to die, he recklessly unleashed it upon the
He
city.
unleashed
What
it
a
and
petty
took it.
SOB.
Okay.
What he didn't know was that the virus would merge with his sentience and memories and become a new Alex. How? Why? Don't question it. It's
Created
a
a-
nothing burger.
But is
Okay.
this massive viral material that calls itself Alex actually human in any meaningful way?
Dude, imagine
The
if
poor
COVID just
bastard
created
sure tried to be.
you.
Too bad humans can be dicks, and everyone kept betraying him. Even the so-called love of his life, who shot him in the face. Whoa! So Alex
I have to read these
figured,
comments.
obviously, humanity had to go.
Not just go, but be
Oh.
made better. Whatever goodness remaining
That's how
with
they
this Alex was left
explain how to
behind
make
as he
him a villain in the
plotted
second
to
game?
unleash a second blacklight virus, recreating humanity
Okay.
into a super
That's how.
species in his own image. Great power became great terror.
Classic anime RPG villain stuff. And he was strong enough to do it. Alex can casually tear buildings apart, dodge supersonic tank shells, and even defeated the Supreme Hunter, who was tough enough to survive a nuclear blast that would have leveled Manhattan.
Based on the blast radius given in-game, that's 450 kilotons
Oppenheimer,
of
my
TNT.
God.
Speaking of nukes, Alex survived one. His healing factor is off the chain. And after being blasted into paste, all he needed was the tiniest bit of himself to come back good as new.
His healing occurs at the cellular level, making him virtually impossible to kill so long as he keeps consuming.
But attempting to take over the world and kill millions of people pissed off a certain James Heller, a dude who had just had enough of
from the
his
second game.
fucking weird, fucking rambling shit.
Who used the same virus powers to consume Alex.
That sounds like
once and
some
for all.
black dude
Live by
say.
the Kirby symbiote, die by the Kirby symbiote. But was Alex just a virus after all? I mean, what's more human than the urge to conquer the world, drive its species to the slaughter, consume its raw genetic resources, and crown yourself king? Maybe the day Alex Mercer died was the day he truly became human.
Wow,
Wow, yeah, that was deep.
intense.
Yeah, it's
Fuck
deep. Man.
yeah, it was.
Just like Alex Mercer. Okay, all right. Well, yeah. Oh yeah, they're doing
This
that again. Okay, so first off, it's interesting that they kept making like the Spider-Man with great power comes great responsibility illusions, because I think if I remember correctly, back when Spider-Man 4 was still going to be a movie that was made, they were going like they were going to make the movie tie-in game for Spider-Man 4 with the same engine as Prototype. I believe there's a video on YouTube. You can search it up, Spider-Man 4 like demo or something, and it basically plays, kind of looks like Prototype. Now, as you saw there, right? Alex Mercer, insanely powerful, right? The biggest thing he has going for him is him being unkillable. For like he can regenerate from being like, what did they say? He can regenerate at the cellular level. Like if he becomes like a drop of blood or whatever the hell that was, he can regenerate, right? And I think that is precisely why they chose Good Cole instead of Evil Cole, because Evil Cole with the beast powers, he can incinerate you completely. Like there is no coming back. I don't care how good Alex Mercer's regeneration is. Those beast powers, you're gone. All right, it's like Thanos, gone, vaporized, done. No trace of you, no DNA, nothing. That is precisely why I believe they went with Good Cole as opposed to Evil Cole. If it was Evil Cole, it would just come down to that. He would end up, all right, enough. Whap-hat, gone. So I think they went with Good Cole to give Alex Mercer much more of a fighting chance for it to be a little bit more of an equal footing contest here. Yeah, I definitely think so. So let's, I guess I should choose who I think is going to win. Because I want Cole to win, because I love Cole. Obviously, I didn't get to play enough Prototype to form an attachment to Alex Mercer, but Cole is my guy. Love Cole. So I want Cole to win, but I think Alex Mercer is going to win because it is Good Cole. So let's get this thing going, man.
Time for a death battle!
I'm ready for this animation. Yes. It's crazy how much he is like Carnage. Ooh. There he is.
I think I've still got room for dessert. Buddy, you are one sick freak.
Ooh. I wonder if I'll like recognize any of Cole's moves from the game. Probably will. Probably take some exactly after 8. Oh, yep, there's the power grinding thing. It does. Okay. Cannonball, Blanca style. Does Blanca do that? I know Kano does in Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. Kano does that. Get the amp out, okay. Hand to hand really isn't, Cole's thing. He should be just throwing, he should just be zoning him, throwing stuff at him. Shooting at him with a bunch of... Ooh, there's that move. Yeah, there's the finisher. Oh, and the lightning tether? That's crazy. Recognize all this stuff. Make a third Infamous game. Or I guess technically a fourth. The second son, you know, God bless Delson Road, but second son was not the best. Especially because it followed the good ending, but yet all the conduits just came back, so it's just like, there's no point. They legit could do like Alex Mercer, or they could probably do at some point. I think it's Vortex, the Ionic Vortex. They probably could do the other dude from Prototype 2, James Heller or whatever. Do him versus Carnage.
Power, and yet you waste it on these vermin. You and I can change this world for the better.
The only vermin I see here is you.
Call down the lightning storm! Yes! Then he's gonna come out. Go out blades. Again, I think it's gonna come down to you can't put him down in this version of Cole. You just can't destroy him. I don't think so. But like Cole's healing is nowhere near on par with
You don't want to give me your power.
Oh, dude, he could just go straight up right now. He's done.
Take it.
Ooh.
Good idea.
Oh, actually gonna win this?
This world sure isn't perfect, but it's a lot better without you in it.
How you know he's going for? How you know he's going for good? Really?
Oh, now I know why that script was in the trash. I had to hear someone say awesome sauce.
Guess
Both
Cole would've won
opponents
either way.
were incredibly versatile and deadly, and both could match each other's powers blow for blow.
They
Okay.
could each create weapons, amplify their strength, and fight at range.
But could Cole survive Alex's infection? Well, Alex would usually need to weaken an opponent to get that trick to work. Even then, the Ray Sphere incident that created Cole's powers in the first place ripped apart everyone else down to the atomic level.
He was
and
immune
the
to
Beast's
the-
attacks were capable of the same thing.
He was immune to the
Considering
plague.
the Blacklight virus only works down to molecular DNA, it's reasonable to say
Hold on, let me read this. While the Ray Sphere creates conduits, Kessler was unsure if Cole would survive its explosion. It stated in the mission the truth. Okay, yeah, I remember that. The beast was torn apart by Ray Sphere, so Cole's survival accounts for his own ability. Huh. I didn't think about that.
Cole would be able to resist it.
Sure, Alex could have potentially
Cole's bio leech drains neuroelectricity from living things, which is partly responsible for healing the human body from wounds. It is likely he could negate Alex's regeneration. Yeah, I forgot all about the bio leech. I forgot about that, yeah.
consumed Cole's biomass to give himself an edge, but Cole could just do the same thing to Alex.
Yeah, he
absorbing
could.
his bioelectricity to power himself back
I
up.
forgot.
But nothing could challenge the gap in power. Everything Alex survived could simply not match Cole's force fields, and especially not the power of the Beast. The blast the Beast created actually had a much wider radius than the one the Supreme Hunter could survive. To compete with these foes, this means Cole was simply far more powerful than Alex.
Speaking of the Beast, Cole's ability to disintegrate it at the atomic level meant that even Alex's crazy molecular regeneration couldn't
Gotcha,
stand
I
up
missed
to
that.
Cole's might.
Just like how Cole could
Sasha's organic tar controls minds and physically alters its victims is curiously similar to the Blacklight virus. Yeah, Cole not only resisted the tar, but he healed people afflicted. God, dude. It's crazy when you put it down like that.
overpower Kessler despite his resistance to electricity, or how he resisted
Yeah.
Sasha's mind control powers, which were eerily similar to the Blacklight virus.
But I bet you're wondering.
Though it is, kind of, you could say it's a little bit of a stretch to equate those two exactly, but
What if Alex fought evil Cole instead? Well,
Over.
it'd be even worse. 'Cause
Yep, it
that
would.
Cole took the Beast's power for himself. That's good night for Angry Virus
Yeah.
Boy.
Wouldn't even be a
Alex
fight.
was a versatile, deadly opponent, but Cole's counters, speed, and raw power gave him the edge.
Okay.
Alex got the Cole shoulder, just like this stupid script.
Now they're finally
The winner
they
is
finally
Cole
done it. They're
MacGrath.
finally it's like fine, we did it. Okay, it's over.
Thanks for watching, and hey, are you a Death Battle member? We've got a
Okay,
ballot
what's
going
next?
on right now where members get to choose a matchup for the
Oh,
next
good.
season. So click that
I was
join
much
button
more
and jump
into
into our
that, like-
Champions Discord.
Than like any of the death battles so far, at least for a while. Frieza versus that Megatron. Frieza versus Megatron. Oh, I'm into that, dude. I'm not even that big of like a Transformers fan. Like I'm a Transformers fan, kind of like on more of a surface level. You know, I'm not like a hardcore. I don't know all the names of all of them and stuff. You know, I haven't even seen the G1 series or the movie. I've seen few different cartoons. Obviously, seen the Bayverse films, which hold a special place in my heart, even though I know they're all not, you know, the best or good at all. But yeah, Frieza versus Megatron. I mean, see, as someone who is not like a huge Transformers fan, I don't know the scope of their powers, but I know that Dragon Ball Z scope is just ridiculous. Like, let me know in the comments. You know, I'm sure you guys are like, there's more Transformers experts than me. Is that a fair matchup for Megatron, right? Or, you know, or with Frieza's, you know, huge bomb? Would that just be enough to end him? You know, like, because when you think, oh my god, and he's got Golden Frieza, which he went toe to toe with Jiren and shit. Oh lord, when you start going into like when you start going down the rabbit hole that is Dragon Ball Z power scaling, it gets nuts. That's what I'm just thinking. I don't think Megatron's gonna take this unless Transformers really goes to that like DBZ ridiculous power level. So yeah, we'll see about that one. Yeah, I enjoyed this death battle. Like I was saying, I was much more, you know, like involved, intrigued with like the rationale for all of it because I'm such a fan of Infamous. Infamous 2 specifically is one of my favorite video games of all time, right? Like I just love it so much, and I love Cole so much, and I wish Sucker Punch would just give me another Infamous game that's not Second Son, because Second Son, as fun as a lot of the powers were, the story, a lot of it just wasn't worth it. You know, it wasn't up to par in my opinion. And like I said in the video, in the reaction, that they based Second Son off of the good ending, even though the good ending of Infamous 2, all the conduits supposed to be dead and gone, but they just, you know, come back. And apparently, I never knew this until I looked it up like a month or so ago, that they were going to make a third Infamous game based off the evil ending until they looked at the trophy data and found out more people did the good Cole ending, which is just like, don't base that off the trophy data. Are you kidding me? Base it off of what would have been the better story. I think the better story would have been, you know, like something similar to Prototype 2, but don't have Cole just be all super edgy, because like his decision, the evil Cole's decision at the end of Infamous 2 wasn't like an evil one. It was just like, well, this is the lesser of two evils to me. This is the one I have to make. You know, we're going to save more lives this way. He wasn't necessarily evil. That's why, like, I don't really call it an evil ending. But I feel like you could have did something where, you know, him with the beast powers, and then you get, you know, another conduit who gets, you know, saved by Cole. And eventually it's just like, nah, man, I don't like what you're doing, man. I got to stop you. Like, again, kind of like Prototype 2, but Cole isn't super edgy, just evil like Alex Mercer seemed to be. I always thought that would have been a better route to go. I still hope one day we get a new Infamous game. I know Sucker Punch, they're probably working on like Ghost of Tsushima 2, I'd imagine, because that game was such a hit. And it was a great game, don't get me wrong. But I would love to see another Infamous game. Not with Delson Row. Don't follow that stuff, man. Just, no, man. Bring Cole back or like reboot it or something. I don't know. Just give me another Infamous. But yeah, great death battle. You know, Screw Attack doing their thing. It's been a while since we had like a 3D like animated death battle. So like they were definitely, you could tell they were like, all right, everyone's wanted this for years, for like a decade. Like they said, that was from a 2013 script, so it's been a decade. You know, so they pulled out all the stops for that one, and it was great. So let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Do you think, you know, they were right in having Cole win? Do you think Alex should have won? What do you think would have happened with Evil Cole instead? You know, would it just been game over? Let me know your thoughts, man. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.